What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So we've not had a good Diddy discussion in a while. And I want to watch some leaked videos that have actually come out recently. And it's one of these things where when you look at these videos, the first thing you think is, that's nothing. He's probably just joking around and this and that and the third. But after really digging down and looking at this stuff in retrospect, they always say hindsight is 2020. This is one of those cases where this was a trend with Diddy, right? And this need to sexually control people, this need to feed his own perverse and deviant sexual desires. Not only did he have the desire to feed his own perverse sexual desires, but he got off on bringing other people, dragging other people, if not even forcing other people to come into his sexually deviant world, right? And we're going to watch a couple of these videos and we're going to talk about them, but then we're also going to look at, from a psychological perspective, what it is we are actually looking at here. And this is written by the American Psychiatric Association. So let's start with this, okay? Defining sexual deviance. Sexual deviance refers to behaviors that deviate from what is considered socially acceptable or normative. While cultural standards for sexual behavior may vary, clinical definitions focus on whether the behaviors cause harm, distress, or involve non-consensual acts. Sexual deviance often manifests in the form of paraphilic disorders, conditions in which individuals experience sexual arousal from atypical or harmful stimuli, such as exhibitionism, voyeurism, or coercion. In Diddy's case, the alleged freak-off parties were non-consensual sexual acts reportedly organized and recorded. These fit into the realm of coercive and harmful behaviors. These accusations suggest a pattern of sexual control where power is used to exploit vulnerable individuals for personal satisfaction or leverage. The psychology behind sexual deviance often intersects with themes of power and control. Diddy. Research suggests that individuals who engage in coercive or deviant sexual acts may be driven by a desire to dominate or control others rather than sexual attraction alone. In high-profile cases, this is often exacerbated by the individual's social status, wealth, or influence. Celebrities like Diddy, who wield significant cultural or financial power, may be more likely to engage in deviant behaviors because they feel insulated from the consequences or because their status enables them to manipulate others. In cases of sexual coercion, individuals may also utilize blackmail and manipulation to maintain control over their victims, as alleged in the Diddy case, where recordings from these events were reportedly used as leverage to ensure the victim's silence. This aligns with theories of coercion, which highlight the psychological need for control as a central factor in sexually deviant behavior. It's the last one that we're going to get to the videos. While not all individuals who experience trauma engage in deviant sexual behavior, a history of abuse, neglect, or emotional instability can contribute to maladaptive sexual practices. Research has shown that individuals who experience childhood abuse, particularly sexual abuse, may develop distorted views of sexuality, leading to coercive or harmful sexual behaviors in adulthood. If unresolved, these issues can manifest in a need for power and dominance over others, which may explain the allegations of manipulation and control in Diddy's freak-off case. Moreover, the psychological impact of trauma on victims is equally important. Coerced victims may experience long-lasting emotional and psychological harm, including anxiety, depression, PTSD, and loss of trust. The power dynamics at play in sexual exploitation create a cycle of harm that can be difficult to break, both for the perpetrator and the victim. All right, so let's check out a couple of these videos. I'm going to pick out a few and then we're just going to kind of talk about them, okay? So let's check out this first one here.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
And a year later, they linked up again, but this time, you can tell just how uncomfortable Justin is around Diddy.
Everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? It's starting to act different, huh? No. You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, when the two of them went on Jimmy Kimmel together, Bieber started giving away details about their 48 hours together. And of course, that's when Diddy quickly stepped in and shut it down.
You got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Yeah, this one right here, this Justin Bieber one really disturbed me because I can tell by looking at someone's face when they are hella uncomfortable. And in this second clip that we see here, Justin Bieber is 1,000%, 1,000% hella uncomfortable. I mean, he's stammering over his words. It's obvious that and then, Diddy's doing this, like he's a mob boss sort of thing. How come you don't come out and, party anymore? I don't hear from you anymore. You different, doing the whole shoulder shrug thing. I mean, dude, this is a dynamic that none of this is aging well at all for Diddy, and if he hadn't been accused of, and there's not such a long list of people now alleging him to do certain things and accusing him of certain things, you can look at some of this and kind of pass it off, just joking around, just, the cameras are on, it's just being funny sort of thing. But knowing what we know now, this shit is disturbing, bro. This shit is disturbing. I mean, Justin Bieber is obviously very nervous and very here he doesn't know what to say. And then the next video, of course, where they're on the late night show together, and Diddy again, we're not supposed to tell, and Justin knows he's not supposed to tell on public television what we be doing at Diddy parties. Why, bro? Why is that like a theme for every time you get in front of people or every time you're having this conversation with Justin or around Justin? The same thing with Usher. He always makes it so secretive, like you're not supposed to talk about this, that, and the third. And if there wasn't anything foul or that is not supposed to be happening there, then why such a secret? Why is it such a secret? Why can he not talk about it? That's just seems weird to me.
Every day.
And now this is when he pressures one of the guys to join a freak off.
You miss me though, for real, because it seems like a thing.
I miss
his birthday party,
Puff, man.
But I'm talking about for your birthday. Huh? Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh,
eyes.
Fab talking to Floyd Fifth. Fab walked in.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's why I said let me pick it up.
Was talking to
Floyd. Pick it up from right there. From right there.
Look at this
Fab did groove. Go ahead.
So this one here, you can see at the end of this video, this guy, I'm not sure what this guy's name is, but he literally is trying to walk out of the place. He's trying to get up out of there, man. And it's one of those, you can tell by the stuff that Diddy was saying to him that this guy had partied with Diddy previously, but now Diddy is putting him under the gun to try to ask him why he hasn't continued to party. Well, how come you don't party with me no more? That sort of thing. And this guy obviously feels hella uncomfortable. And I mean, looking at what we know now, there's no telling what happened the first time he partied with him. And that guy didn't want to have nothing else to do with it, you know. But when a person is as rich and as powerful and has also been known to kind of intimidate and coerce and threaten people and bribe people and all these different things, you know, people are afraid of him. You know, people are afraid to just flat out tell him no, to just flat out turn him down for various reasons. And it's obvious in these interactions, you know, and it's obvious by the way he continues to push people. And he doesn't only continue to push people, he does it in front of others too, right? Almost as a measure of exerting his dominance, you know, because if you're doing something like this and it's just you and another person, you know, that's one thing. But then to have the nerve and the balls to do it when 6, 7, 8 other people are sitting around watching it happen, that shows a person who enjoys the control, a person who gets off on the idea of controlling someone else and dragging other people into his own deviant and perverse world, right? He gets off on that sort of control, and it's obvious the way he puts people under the gun like this, and the way that as soon as the cameras are on, he's like, he's running shit. He's the one asking the questions. He's the one dragging information out of people, right? It's not the other way around. You know, and it's quite disturbing if you really, you know, look back on it and think about what he's being accused of now, and then you watch these videos. All right, so let's watch one more.
Loves kissing men. See, in 2002, Diddy was doing an interview with Birdman, and at first, Diddy was kind of feeling him up.
Start working out though. Just start like get in the gym though.
I mean, look. This one right here speaks for itself, right? You kiss a guy on the lips, you're willing to do that in front of the camera, knowing that this could potentially get leaked to the public. If you're willing to do that on camera, you are absolutely willing to do even more in private, okay? And then on top of it, we've got this supposed audio of supposedly some sort of assault or sodomy against Meek Mill by Diddy, which just sounds horrific if you've not heard it. When I heard it, it really like disturbed me at my core, because it did not sound like someone who was enjoying the process, enjoying themselves. Meek Mill did not at all. And so you look at that, and then you see this video, you know, and it's one of those things, like I said, you look at that and you're like, oh, that's gay. He's gay. Not necessarily. I mean, this is more, I'll do anything that could be considered deviant sexually. I'm open to all of it. In fact, I'm not only open to all of it, I want everyone around me to be open to all of it too. And I want everyone to participate in whatever it is I want them to participate in. You know, one theme that seems constant all through every one of these videos is Diddy's always the one asking questions. It's almost like his life is a chessboard. All of the pieces are people that come in and out of his life, and he sees life as though it's a chessboard, and he has the autonomy to move and to manipulate those pieces, those people, any way he wants. And that's the kind of feeling you get.
Diddy threw himself a birthday party that appeared to be just like the rest. He invited celebrities like Will Smith, Owen Wilson, and a bunch of other famous people to come over, have drinks, and eat dinner. But when it was time for the food to come out, that's when things took a dark turn. Out came a table full of grapes, chocolate-covered strawberries, and a woman lying on her back, fully nude. If that wasn't creepy enough, Diddy lit up multiple candles and had his guests worship the woman. Then, everyone proceeded to eat food right off her body. The creepiest part is, these photos were hidden for 20 years until someone dug these up.
There are other videos on this compilation, but this is the last one I'm going to look at. All right. You come to this party, and any party or event that you go to, one of the main focal points of that event is typically food gets served. Okay. That's normal. Anything you've ever been to, birthday party, wedding, graduation, anniversary, you go to any party, what are we eating? What food are we going to serve? What time is the food going to be served? What are we going to have it catered in? We're going to go buy, we're going to fix some trays, some fruit trays. What are we going to do? Food and eating is something that everyone has to do. And the fact that he mixed something like a basic human need, like needing nourishment and needing to eat, with a perverse sexual desire by putting the food on a woman who is completely naked. Now listen, I'm sure there's some people there that probably didn't give a shit, right? But I guarantee you too, there were also some people there that were not a fan of eating food off of a naked woman that they didn't know. Okay? And the fact that he sprung this on people the way he did, and then put people in a position to have to go up there and do that, or be the one, two, maybe three people that sat back and kind of looking funny, like, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people there that felt very awkward with that, right? But that did it anyway, just because everybody else was doing it and because all of the eyes were on them if they didn't do it, right? I'm sure plenty of people felt pressured to go eat food off of this woman's nude body that really didn't want to do that and really felt some sort of way about doing that. But the fact that he took something that is a basic need for human sustenance and human life and mixed it with a sexual perversion of a woman's nude body being displayed openly to everyone at that party. I mean, that to me, that's a big freaking deal. And it shows, when you look back on things like that now, it shows the kind of person that you're dealing with. Think about the stuff that I initially read from the American Psychiatric Academy. I mean, it is present in these clips, right? You can see it. You can see his need for control, his need for power. And again, not just for him to self-fulfill his own perverse desires, but he has that sort of mentality of anything goes. Even if it's forcing a man who is not openly homosexual to perform homosexual acts, right? The fact that he got into stuff like that and got off on stuff like that, very telling. Like, you're not really a gay man, but you will force men to do things that are homosexual acts just because you get off sexually on forcing people to do things and forcing people to go places that they normally wouldn't go. And it talked about it in here. Where is it? Okay, right here. Research suggests that individuals who engage in coercive and deviant sexual acts may be driven by a desire to dominate or control others rather than by sexual attraction alone, right? Because you hear about this stuff. He's being accused by men of sodomy and, different stuff like this. And you hear about, and the first thing people think is, was he gay? We don't know. But if you go by this illness of sexual deviance that he has, you have to think that, he may not even have been turned on by the sex act alone, right? The pleasure in it for him was knowing that he is forcing this person to do something that they didn't want to do and that they openly showed that they didn't want to do, but yet are doing it anyway. Like, that's the part that he got off on, And I'm sure in a lot of cases, it wasn't the sexual act itself. It was the control and the coercion and seeing people do something that he knows that they would not be doing if it wasn't for him and if he hadn't have made them do it, right? Shit's disturbing, man. I just wanted to show a few of the examples. I didn't want to go over each and every one because I talk a lot, so I would have just been there all day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you would. I would really appreciate that. That helps the algorithm to push my content. I know there's a lot of people out there, oh, well, I don't subscribe to channels. In this case, if you would, I would be greatly appreciative of that. And that's what I really need for growth on the channel, okay? So, like the video, comment, let me know what you guys think about all of this. You know, I'm sure when May 2025 comes around, we are going to see and hear about some things once this case and this trial starts that are going to blow our minds. I think that we're just barely scratching the surface right now. And that's scary when you think about it. But anyway, all right, I got to go. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you on the next one.